Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Kingdom. When we talk about Pixar on this channel, we usually talk about all the great things it's done. It's hard to think of a bad Pixar movie. You rarely ever hear the words bad and Pixar in the same sentence. Now I'm sure as soon as I said that, most of you probably thought of Cars 2 or maybe even Cars 3, but definitely not The Good Dinosaur. And that's most likely because you forgot about it. The Good Dinosaur was Pixar's first flop and its lowest grossing film. Pixar's average is usually around 500 to 600 million in the box office, and The Good Dinosaur only brought in around 330 million. Now there's only one other Pixar movie that did worse than The Good Dinosaur at the box office, and that being Onward. But to be fair, it was put under some very tough circumstances. It wasn't able to get as long of a theatrical run as it should have because of the pandemic going on, so it was totally cut short and then just pushed onto Disney+. Now some say that The Good Dinosaur and Onward both don't have the Pixar feel to them. Now, some of The Good Dinosaur's greatest elements to the movie are actually the downfalls for why it does not feel like a Pixar movie. Some scenes looked like they were filmed in front of a real live-action landscape, but that was actually a part of the problem. The characters themselves looked pretty average. I mean, if you were to stick Spot into the Croods movie, I don't think any average moviegoer would notice. And it wasn't just the character Spot who looked pretty average. Arlo also suffered from this problem. You could do the exact same thing that I did with Spot and just stick him into another generic PBS dinosaur kids show and nobody would tell the difference. The cartoony characters looked pretty strange in front of that background, but the stark contrast was intentional. The playful designs of the dinosaurs could have been off-putting to adult moviegoers who didn't want to go see another Ice Age-like film, and to young children who were disappointed that the movie wasn't Ice Age. The Good Dinosaur features a naive hero and his offbeat sidekick as they go on a wacky journey to find something while finding themselves. The plot wasn't very original, but the concept was, and nothing like it had been done before. Except there has been things similar. When it comes to Pixar, they usually don't play it very safe. They're always trying to throw an oddball at you so you don't expect anything that's going to be coming in the film. But with this, their biggest oddball that they threw was the roles being reversed, and that wasn't as surprising as you may think it is. Yes, it's different, but it isn't really, like I say, Pixar. It's just way too generic for their standards. So all we got was basically them playing safe for this movie. It was just a concept that has been done over and over about a boy and his dog. Even though it's technically about a dinosaur and his dog, but you know, it doesn't really matter. So overall with this movie, we pretty much just got an overbaked concept that has been done countless times and has been done better. Some of the most iconic scenes in The Good Dinosaur are really similar to other Disney and Pixar movies that have been done before. For example, when Papa Henry was dying in the river trying to save Arlo, it felt eerily similar to Mufasa's death in The Lion King. And Arlo and Spot eating fermented berries and traveling into a surreal psychedelic world has been done similarly in Dumbo, Alice in Wonderland, and Winnie the Pooh. Arlo is also put under the generic outcast type of character, just like Nemo, Dumbo, Quasimodo, and Lilo. Now we've got to talk about the direction of the film. The Good Dinosaur was supposed to come out 18 months before its November release, debuting only a few months after the extremely well-received Inside Out. It was pitted against one of Pixar's arguably best films. Another problem The Good Dinosaur was put up against was changing directors midway through the creative process. The reason for this change was creative concerns. Pixar veteran Peter Sohn took over Bob Peterson's role as director and explained in an interview, "Bob Peterson first started this thing in 2009, and he asked me to come help develop it. In developing it, we came up with a fun version, but it got really complicated when it came to the story. So they asked me, because I had been with the story already for a while, please take over and find a new take to it." Sohn made huge alterations to the story, but he tried to keep it as close as he could to the original boy and his dog pitch. Other Pixar movies like Ratatouille have changed directors halfway through and still have been successful. But with Ratatouille, the story was focused from the beginning, and they changed creative teams only 18 months before instead of changing almost the entire cast 5 months before. What would someone expect if they saw a teaser for a movie titled The Good Dinosaur? It would sound just too generic to even be interested in. The Good Dinosaur's title is very lacking and gives no insights to the premise of the story. For a Pixar movie, it's very bland and it does not represent how good the movie actually was. Despite what you'll hear from most critics and Pixar aficionados, The Good Dinosaur is not a bad movie. It is accused of being not Pixar by those who can't actually define what being truly Pixar is. The Good Dinosaur will make you laugh, cry, and even think about the dynamics of society. If that's not Pixar, I don't know what is. The animation is magnificent and people would expect no less when it comes to Pixar. The storytelling is done well and many morals are present. A huge part of the story is focusing on reality rather than expectations. You expect the dinosaurs to be big and mean, but Arlo is incredibly sweet. You expect to see humans bossing the dinosaurs around, but the humans are rodents to the dinosaurs. You expect to see a huge movie studio's first flop and watch the box office bomb that the critics described, but instead, you see a great Pixar film. And this is why I believe if you want to go revisit this movie in 2020, you definitely should. It is a massive recommend. Just go ahead and do it, because I know you probably don't have much other stuff to do, because the world is basically canceled right now. So go ahead, jump on Disney Plus and watch it. You won't regret it, and you might even like it the second time around. So go ahead, let me know in the comments below if you've watched this movie, if you like it, and if you're planning on watching it now that you've seen this video. The Kingdom team and I have been working very hard to get this video produced, so I hope you really enjoyed it. So also let me know in the comments if you liked this video and if you'd like to see more very similar to it. That's all I have for this video, and I will see you all next week. Goodbye.